Hey everyone, Neat Zone here. I'm here with the third deck tech video for the Modern Budget Conjurer's Closet deck. After playing some more games, some of which you've seen recorded, I've made a few more changes to the deck that I think will make it more competitive and even better than it already is. In terms of the main board, the changes we made is I'm taking out Send Step Outcast. He just seems like the weakest card we had in our deck. And most of our early creatures' purposes are sort of to help us get to our big creatures in the end and win with, win that way. I don't think I've won a game yet just by overrunning people with tokens. It's just hard to do, even with this deck that can make so many. So I'm taking out two Outcasts. What I'm putting in on their place are two core Hookmasters. I think they're going to be more effective at getting us to the late game that we need to get to. Every time they enter the battlefield, I can tap a creature, and that creature doesn't untap during its controller's next untap step. When I'm blinking it or Conjurer's closeting it, it's all the way down here, but you know what it does. You've seen it in the other videos. Lets me blink a creature during every end step. That means the turn I play it, I can tap down two creatures if I have the Conjurer's Closet in play. And even without it in play, it can really buy me a lot of time. Additionally, it can be blinked just as well with Flicker Wisp, who's still in our deck, of course. I also decided to take out one Gwillian Hedgemage. I like her a lot, but I feel like Core Hookmaster can fill that spot somewhat. The Hedgemage can sometimes remove creatures, and she can, especially when you start blinking her. But I think 3 is a better number to have, especially when we're putting in the Hookmasters. And what I put in place of that, which raises our curve a little, but it's pretty great, is another Sun Titan. I feel like in games where I get Sun Titan in play, I tend to just win. He goes with the theme of the deck a lot more too. He doesn't exactly blink things, but my early creatures who will have chump blocked, like my Walls of Omens and Ravenous Rats and Core Hookmasters and Gwillian Hedgemages, can all come back from the graveyard and just help me win. He's also one of the cheaper Titans. As of June 2015 anyway, he's about 1.5 tickets. We have 2 of them, with 2 with different art, because right now this one's cheaper, so I bought it. And yeah, that's the changes I made to the main board. It's not huge. It's really just -1 Gwillian Hedgemage, -2 Sandstep Outcasts, +2 Core Hookmaster, and +1 Sun Titan. But I think that'll make the deck a lot better. It'll get to the late game better. In the end, I may end up favoring like 3 Hookmasters and 2 Gwillian Hedgemages, but we'll see. I do really like that Hedgemage. And Sun Titan can, of course, get everything in the deck back except for the big finishers like the Sidisi's, the Grave Titan, and the Massacre Worm, and the other Sun Titan. I also changed the sideboard a little bit. I added a Hookmaster to the sideboard against decks where it seems really important for me to slow them down in the early game. I added a second Sin Collector, which I think I had originally, but he's impressed me a lot, so I decided to put him in. And what I took out for these 3 new cards, the one Hookmaster, one Hookmaster, one Sin Collector, and I also put in a Merciless Eviction. Just a really cheap, really efficient card that can help us deal with multiple kinds of decks. I mean, sometimes it'll allow me to just, get to the late game easier if I'm struggling, and I have a bunch of cards in my hand, which happens to me a lot. I'll have multiple cards in my hand and then just get run over by my opponent, and this can help me get, rid of all the creatures on the table, but it can also, I can side it in against decks that are heavy in enchantments or artifacts, and then it's just all value. And it's really cheap. I mean, I know there are better cards in this, but this is 1 cent right now, so it's pretty good value for what it does. What I decided to take out is Nevermore. If this deck ever plays in like a super competitive format, I may put Nevermore back in, because Nevermore can shut down combo decks in a way that most cards in white really can't. Could also go something like Cranial Extraction, but Nevermore I think is better. And I took out the 2 Nevermores, and I took out 1 Disenchant as well. I feel like between the 2 Disenchants, the Austere Command, and the Merciless Eviction, we have some good stuff to side in against decks with heavy artifacts, or enchantments. So yeah, that's the way the deck stands now. I think it'll be even more synergistic thanks to the Sun Titans, and I think we'll get to the late game even better thanks to our Hookmasters, who can just keep tapping things down for us. And they can also help us swing for some more early damage too. But yeah, that's the deck now. We're going to play some more matches with it and see how things go. So thanks for watching.